Hello friends, welcome into Kim's Craft Time. Thank you so much for stopping in today. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to grow my channel and it has been a hot minute since I've been on, since I created any new content. I did one back in December and haven't done one since, but I am going to try to get back into the swing of things. So if you would please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I really would appreciate it. I'm trying to get my channel to grow, and I'm hoping to be putting out some pretty good content this year. So without any further ado, let me tell you what I got going on. I sorted out some of my scraps. I had this ridiculous amount of scraps and decided that I needed to sort them out and do something with them. I wanted to make cards, basically, using my scrap. Yeah, using scraps for other things too, but mainly for my, to make cards. I want to make cards, of course, for personal use, and I also want to make cards for a card ministry, or as a card ministry, I should say. So what I did is I sorted through about a quarter of what I've got to sort through so far, and thought, well, wow, this is really a lot of paper, a lot of usable, good paper. So I thought, okay, well, why not go ahead and make some cards? And then my husband, and all his wonderful wisdom, suggested, why don't you make some cards on YouTube? So I'm like, well, you know what? That's a great idea. I didn't get any of the footage of me doing any of the sorting. That would be kind of like watching grass grow or paint dry. So what I did is I took some of my scraps, figured out what I wanted to do with a card, and then I cut out card bases, and then on the inside of the card bases, I just put down in here what's going to be on the front of the card. So this one, of course, is going to be a birthday card. And I've already got an idea how I want to lay it out. I want to lay it out something like this, right here. And then I'm going to somehow take these and use these as well. So, without any further ado, let's get started. Alright, well, what I'm going to do first, I think I'm going to put just a little bit of glue along the edges, because I think I'm going to make this top one into a pocket. I don't want to use very much glue because this is not thick paper. It's really kind of thin paper. So I don't want to, make it wrinkle up or anything like that. Now let me get a little bit over here. I think I want it about like that. Yeah, that works. I'm going to push this inward just slightly so the pocket there will be open and usable. I thought I had these holes in the center, but I am definitely realizing I did not for the buttons here. But that's okay. That is okay. Everything's not perfect, right? Now let's see. I think I'm going to put a star there. And maybe a star here. Might as well put one right down here, pretty much in the center. I really hope you can see everything I'm doing. Okay, and we're going to put one right there, like as the eye for the birthday wishes. And then we'll come over here and put another one right there. There, we've got something, a little plan going on here. And then, I don't know, maybe put one right there. All right. Well, for the most part, believe it or not, that card is done. I mean, obviously, I still have to put something on the inside, but this video is basically going to be about putting the cards together and making them look nice. Every single thing I'm using today, paper-wise, was from scrap. That's every bit of it. This was the most simple card that I've got. I do have some others that are going to be a little more in-depth, but that is card number 1. Okay, now we got card number 2. It's going to be another birthday card. Slide this out so you can kind of get an idea what I was planning to do. See, that shows you right there. That was some scrap. So I can put a little more glue on this than I could the other, because this is not going to wrinkle up like the other did. I'm not doing a very good job gluing, am I? I'm making a mess. Okay. I'm just going to get this in the center as best as I can. Though I didn't mention that these are A2 size cards. It's 5.5 by 4.25. Okay. Then I'm going to take, I'm just going to turn it this way for right now, just so I can get my bearings. I cut these out using my Sizzix Big Shot and one of my square dies, in case you wondered. And I'm going to try to get this as centered as I can. Right there. I think that's got that. I hope. It looks pretty good. And then I'm going to spin this around and do the same thing on this other side. You know what I didn't do? Yep, okay, I can still do it as long as I hurry. I thought this was really pretty paper. I wanted to be sure I used it for something nice. Yep, that looks pretty good. And then I can stick that down. The good thing about this design is really the card could go in either direction. You just kind of figure out what you're wanting to do with it and then go from there. That way you can decide if you want it to be landscape or portrait. This one is going to be landscape, but I'm putting it together portrait just so I can, well, so I can see what I'm doing a little bit better. At least until I go to put the happy birthday on, and then I will turn it around. I think I'll go ahead and turn it now. And then this just is going to lay over the top about, whoops, it moved, about like that. Let's see. Yep, that looks pretty good. Like that right there. And then I cut this out using my Sizzix Big Shot. So I'm just going to put some glue on the back of it. Alright, and then we're going to take this and just put it down in the center like so. There. Alright. I've got these little gems here. Well, there we go. And I'm going to just release them from here and do them right there. And then I'm going to do one on this up here as well. There we go, right at that peak. Alright, and then I'm going to take these smaller ones and put one here, 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 and here. And my big old fingers, I don't know if you could see what I was doing, but yeah, about there. And then one directly across from it over here. Does that look about right? I'm asking y'all like you could actually tell me. There. Alright, now I'm going to just spin this around just to make it easier for me. And the idea is to make them as much the same on each side as I can. I realize that they're not going to be exactly the same. I don't really expect them to be exact, but I would like them a little bit close. Just a little close to the same. And there we go. That is card number 2. I think that turned out pretty cute. And again, it's made 100% from scraps. Okay, now we've got card number 3. Isn't that one going to be pretty? It's another birthday card. They are not all birthday cards, by the way. Alright, we're going to put this down. Alright. Alright, so basically you can see I'm just kind of lining that up with the top edge of that right there. And then I'm going to take this, and this is thin paper again, so I'm going to have to go light and easy so I don't get a bunch of buckling on my paper. Okay. Now this I am going to come down just a tiny tad. Not too much. See how that has a real nice border all the way around it. And then I'm going to take these 3 gems here. I don't know if you can see them. They're really small and kind of shiny. I like them because they had that iridescent look to them. It looks like we're just going to go right here. There we go. Kind of see where I'm going with this. There we go. All right. And I cut these out using my Sizzix round die. I should have centered that, but it'll be all right. Alrighty. Now to put this down. You might be wondering why I'm not popping anything up. I thought about it, but then I decided not to, because usually whenever you pop things up, it does cost a little more in postage, and not knowing for sure where these might be going, if they're going to be a hand-delivered kind of thing or mailed. I didn't want to do that right now, not until I know kind of where things are going and how they're going to work, since I am going to be making some for card ministry as well. I was just trying to think ahead by not doing a lot of pop-ups, and I know this gluing process here is a slow one for me. I'm sorry. I'm not super fast like some people might be. Alright, let's see if I can get this centered. Not too hard really, since I've got this already lined up there. Alright, that was card number 3. Okay, now for card number 4. Okay, I wanted to challenge myself and do something a little different. So I think this will do that. I'm going to just simply glue these down. Overlapping a few along the way. Each one is cut at a slightly different length. I did that on purpose because I wanted it to have some interest. And yes, you see me turning some sideways, and it just helps me to see what I'm doing. Basically, whenever you're crafting or making something, you know, you have to do it ever how it's easiest for you. So I'm going to overlap that one. Yeah, about there. I think that's a good place right there. And I did mark these like 1, 2, and 3, just so that I, you know, wouldn't get off track and keep trying to redo something when I already kind of had an idea how I needed to do it. So I wanted to just keep it simple. But as you see, each card is got a color theme to it, because that's how I sorted out my scraps. I sorted them out by color. And so that's why, you know, one was blue and white. Well, 2 were blue and white actually. And then I had the red one. And now this one is green. So yeah, you'll kind of see as we go. Here, let me do this last one first, just so I can be sure. I get it in the right spot. I'm going to spin it around this way. Okay, and then I'll take, whoops, this one here and put him right there. Whoops. There. Perfect. Pretty much just as I planned. And then we're going to take my yet another happy birthday sentiment. And just put it pretty much right in the center. Let me make sure that's crooked. Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. Okay, that's better. Just like that. Now, this right here, I bought like a whole sheet of this kind of stuff. It's kind of stiff. It's got a silver backing, so it gives it a little more of a glary shine, if you will. But it really makes the green sparkle. I'm just kind of trimming off the edges that's got a little extra hangover there. And then I'm going to take and just put this, honestly, I don't know where I'm going to put this. I thought about putting it like right here. But you know what? It might be prettier if I kind of put it there. I don't know. Or just leave it off. Let's see. Or what if I just did some like right across the end? No, because that would then look weird. I think I'm just going to go across the bottom as I planned of this. There we go. That gives a little bit of dimension without too much. And then I could take this and put it here or something if I decide I wanted to, but I don't. So this is an extra piece that I'll use for something else. Okay, I've lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is card number 5. Okay, so we're going to slide that out of there like we've been doing. Now, I cut this out actually using my my cutter. Basically, this is like a 1/4 inch. And I just kind of brought it down this way and cut, and then I turned it and I did this way and I cut, and I turned it and I did that way. The reason why I did it that way instead of using my dies is because I wanted to challenge myself to maybe not use the dies for everything. So if I don't say that I used a die, I didn't use a die. And on this is one of the things I did not use a die, even though it looks like I did. Right there. And you can look and see that this is definitely a scrap because of that right there. That's a little bit of ink from whatever I used that sheet for. Now this is going to go around the complete perimeter. So this is going to, instead of having a 1/4 inch or 1/16 of an inch, border around the card, this is going to actually have, ooh, that's crooked. This is actually going to be the border around the card instead of the card itself being the border. Move those out of the way. There we go. Had I used a die, it might have not have been so, now that I'm looking at it, it might have been smarter to use a die, because if you look closely on here, you can see that some of these edges along here are a little on the frayed side, but that's okay. We're not going to worry about that. Okay, now this is going to just lay in the center like that. This art glitter glue, I don't know if y'all are familiar with it. If you watched my channel, you should be, because that is almost the only kind of glue I use. There are a couple of exceptions to the rule. I do use tape a lot, the double-sided tape. However, I do not have any double-sided tape that I'm planning on using today. Okay, and then we're going to glue this down. I actually had some decent looking scraps. And we're going to put this in the center. It's going to go from edge to edge. Lift it up and see, make sure it's straight. Make sure it's centered, which it needs to come down a hair. There. Now I think I got it. Alright, I've got the word hello. I did use a die for this, and I doubled it to give it a little bit of dimension. It's not a lot. It's I don't know if you can see that. No, you can see the hello, but I don't know if you can see the dimension on it. Okay. Then we're going to just put this hello right down in the center like that. Ooh, that did not. But that's okay. Again, like I said, art glitter glue dries clear. And then we got this little butterfly right here. It's a little corrugated butterfly, and then that part of the butterfly can come up. See, like this. See what I'm trying to show you here. There we go. I think you can probably see that. But I'm going to take him and just put him, I think right there's good. And then I'm going to just kind of, because he is popped up. This one is popped up a little bit. Sometimes you just can't help yourself. Now fluff his little wings back up a bit. And there's that card. And so you can see some dimension right there. Okay. So now that was card number 5. So here comes with the card number 6. Let me move this garbage out of the way. And these excess tools. I know you can kind of see what I have planned here as we go because of the way I've put them on the inside of the card. Okay. And just like all the others, it's going to go leaving about 1/4 of an inch all the way around. Yep. And then this is cut down a little bit more. Again, you can clearly see that was scraps. So yeah, this was a really good use for scraps. And I'm going to be real excited because with all the scraps that I've got, I should be able to make lots of cards for the card ministry. At least that is what I'm hoping for. Oh, let me catch that before it goes down all the way. And pull that down. There we go. This paper right here, there's a lot of people that might not like that paper, and I gotta be honest, I'm kind of out on the fence on it, but I do like it. I mean, I think it'll be pretty when I'm done. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Again, this is just regular paper. This is not a cardstock, so I'm trying to go thin with the glue so we don't have any bucking. And this is going to go in the center of this about like it needs to come up a bit, just a little, not a lot. Let's see. Yep, that's good. Basically, as you can see, it's all about stacking, picking out colors that work and stacking them. Being creative. You can get ideas from basically any of the channels, or you can get ideas from Pinterest. And Pinterest has a world of ideas. I mean, practically endless ideas. I guess you could say I got these ideas basically just from well, years of watching other YouTubers and Pinterest, and I have been crafting now for, gosh, 30 plus years, I guess. I've crafted all kinds of things. I've done wreaths and Christmas decorations and floral decorations, and in fact, for my wedding, I did all of my floral. Of course, this was quite a few years ago. I did all of my floral for our wedding. I even did my own wedding cake. Yeah, I know, that was an undertaking. If I had it to do over, I think I might pay somebody to do it. Because I ran out of time. And a friend of mine, once we got to the venue, she had to finish it up for me because I ran out of time. I had to go get ready to get married. All right, there's a nice hello card. Now I got this real pretty little butterfly right here that I planned on putting like right down here in this corner. I'm just going to lay that right there for right now, just so it'll glue down. This has a sticky on the back of it. I'm going to have to see though, because this actually has a little bit of, yeah, that's pretty sticky. And I'm just planning on sticking it like, oops, I kind of messed up on that just a little bit, but with what I had planned, but because that was supposed to go underneath that H a little bit. There we go. I'll just lift it up, make it go the way I planned originally. There we go. Stick that H back down. There we go. All right, and that's card. What are we at now? I think we're at 6, aren't we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, this was card number 6. Didn't that turn out cute? I think that turned out really pretty. Okay, now for card number 7. We're going to do 8 cards here today, in case you're wondering how many we're doing. We're doing 8. Now, I know there's a lot of people that might not like black and white cards, but I'm here to tell you that I think this is going to be really pretty. I've actually made a card similar to this once before. That's why these are scraps. And it was probably one of my favorites because I think it's just had that certain amount of beauty and elegance that, you know, you want a card to have. Again, you know, I guess it kind of depends on who it's going to. But I just thought it was pretty, and putting this floral with the stripes is just pretty. And, you know, a touch of black adds elegance anyway, so. And all this is a card stock. Okay. You'll kind of see how this is going, how I'm putting it all together. Like I said, I did go ahead and pre-cut a lot of stuff because I just didn't want to bore y'all with all that. If you would like to see me doing all of the cutting and everything as well, leave it in the comments below. And next time I do one of these videos, you know, maybe I can do the paper selection and the cutting and everything along with it. bring y'all along for the ride. You know what might have been easier? If I had done my, you know what? I think I'm going to do that real quick. I'm going to put these down first. I just think that would make more sense. Isn't that handy? I actually bought these at the dollar store of all places. If you can believe that. You can get some nice stuff from the dollar store now. Okay. Gotta hurry because that art glitter glue dries fast that I put on that other one. I don't want to have to redo the glue. I will if I have to, but I'd like to not have to. Okay. I just figured if I did this first, that maybe getting that centered would be a whole lot easier. Yep, I think that glue will still work. Watch this. Right in the middle it goes. Look at that. Bam. Wow, I couldn't have done that better. Look at that. I don't mean to toot my own horn, y'all, but I just kind of impressed myself with that. Look at that. Didn't that turn out pretty? Oops, there. Okay, last card. Remember earlier I said I had another blue. Well, here it is. Now I want to show you a little trick that I did with this because I really wanted to put a tag on this side over here. But my problem is I didn't have any more of this blue color. So I knew I was going to be covering this up. So look at what I did. I cut my tag out of that because it's going to be covered up and nobody's ever going to know. So that is another way to use your scraps from your scraps, I guess you could say. Which is exactly what I did on this. I thought that was pretty clever. Made myself happy with that. Okay. Just like all the others, we're going to lay it down, leaving about 1/4 of an inch all the way around. I think that's crooked, and it is. So let me straighten her up a bit. There we go. Okay. Then we'll take this white, and then you won't even see that anymore because it's about to be covered up. Am I off screen? I think I am partially off screen. I've probably been off screen a lot on here. If I have, I am so sorry. Before I get that down all the way, let me move it over just a hair. There. That looks pretty good. Okay. And then I'm going to take this and come around this way. Real thin because, again, this is kind of light. And, you know, I didn't even notice this, but that has like a little heart shape right there. There we go. And some of these embellishments that I'm using, the little gems and whatnot, I have had for so long. So in a way, they're scraps too. Okay, I see what I need to do here. I couldn't remember how I cut it. I cut it so that it would come up to the top of that blue and then down to the bottom of this side. I think I did it that way so that I would be able to line it all up better and make sure everything is nice and straight. Okay, now before I glue this down, and look how well that ribbon goes. Can you believe how well that ribbon goes? I'm going to take this right here. I'm going to just run it through without using that threader. Well, see if I can make that work better. There, that was a little quicker there, wasn't it? This, though, is easier to use once you are using it correctly. There we go. Alrighty, so now let me just clip this a little bit because that is a little long. I think I'm going to clip it to about there. Now, I do not have any fray check. So what I like to do, if I don't have fray check, is I will put a little bit of glue on my finger. And then I will take the edge of the ribbon and just kind of dab it in the glue like that. Again, it dries clear and it keeps it from fraying. You can just take your finger and dab off any excess. It will need a few seconds to dry. And then I take my cloth and just clean it off. Okay, while that's drying a little bit, it won't take too long, I'm going to take this little string of pearls and I'm going to just run it straight down there like that. As you see, I did not measure these out, so let me do that. I'm just going to clip it right here. Take these off of that. And run it right down the center. Let me turn it this way so I can see the center. Just remember, whenever you're crafting, you move and turn things ever how you need to where you can clearly see what you're doing, and you will always get the result you want. Alright, that looks like it's dried pretty good, and I'm going to just lay that down like that, glue it down rather. It's not really meant to be a tag per se, it's meant to just be part of the card design itself. And it's okay if that hangs over just a little bit up there. I kind of wanted it to. I might even take just a tad of glue and just kind of scoot under there a little bit. There's a little bit right there. Hold that down for a few seconds. Won't take long. Art glitter glue dries pretty fast. There we go. And then here I have the word celebrate. Kind of leaves it open to interpretation as to what you might be celebrating. You could be celebrating a birthday, an anniversary, a promotion at work. You know, there's a lot of things we celebrate. Sometimes we celebrate just to be celebrating. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. I think people take life a little bit too seriously. I know, I happen to be one of those people, I think. I do take life a little too seriously sometimes. And there you go. That's card number 8. Alright, let me put my pen back in my glue here. And I'll show you all the cards. Again, remember I did not do the insides. I'm going to hold off on that for a little bit until I see exactly what each card's going to be used for. But there's card number 8, 7, 6, I think that was 5. 4, 3, 2, and 1, I think. Not exactly sure if that was the same order, but that doesn't matter. I'll go through them again and lift them up just so you can get a closer look. There we go. That was just a happy birthday or birthday wishes. This one's happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Hello. And another hello. We got a thinking of you. Love that paper. Love it, love it, love it. And then a celebrate. Well, okay, friends. I really thank you for stopping in today. Hopefully, like I said, we'll be doing more of this and this kind of thing, and so much more. Even I've got some ideas of what I want to do in this new year, and I'm hoping that that you'll enjoy everything that I do. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, happy crafting.